Now we're going to learn the letter R. R is pretty similar to a capital P. So we are going to start at the top of the header. We are going to pull down at our slant and curve back up into a dot at the bottom of our X space. Then we're going to move over to our left. We're going to work in our header, make a curve that then crosses that first line, pull into the first line before pushing back out and curving up. I'm going to do that again. Start with that first line at the top of the header, pull down, end in a dot, make another line to the left, curve around across that first line, curve in before curving back out. I'm going to do that again. Start with that first line, pull down and end in a dot. On the left-hand side of that line, curve around, cross the first line, pull down before curving back out and flicking up. I'm going to do it again. Pull down that first line from the header all the way to the bottom of the X, end in a dot. On the left-hand side, create a curve that goes up and then across that first line. At the top of the R, curve in, pull back down, flick out. I'll do that one last time here. Start at the top of the header, pull down to the bottom of the X, end in a dot, then go to the left-hand side, pull a curve that crosses that first line, make that first bump, pull in, push back down, and out. That's a capital R. Then we have a lowercase r, which looks a little different than you imagine an R to be. Getting more ink on my pen. R takes up only the X space, and we start with a bump that takes up the entire X space. Push up before pulling back down. Then halfway up the X space, we push a line out from that bump before pulling down halfway and flicking out. I'm going to do that again. Make a bump that pushes up from the bottom, goes to the top, then pulls down. Push a line out from that bump before pulling down and flicking out. I'm going to do that again. Start at the bottom of the X, push up to the top before pulling back down. Push a line out from the bump before pulling down and flicking out. I'm going to do that again. Make that bump. It's very similar to how I'd start an N or an M. Then I'm going to put a line out from that bump before pulling down and curving out at the halfway height. I'll do that one last time. Start at the bottom of the X, push up to the top of the X before pulling back down. Go to the halfway point of that bump, push out and up before pulling down, curving out. Make capital and lowercase r's all the way across those lines, and then you can move on to the next video.